tree here looks pretty good. What do you think about my door, Naomi?
I love it, Jess.
All right, I have a joke for you.
Do you?
Yeah. Why couldn't the man get through the door?
I don't know. Why couldn't the man get through the door?
He couldn't get a handle on it.
Oh, that's terrible. Hi, PlayUppers. Naomi here.
It's Jess here.
Wait, what? I'm Jess.
I'm Naomi.
April Fools. Welcome to On Air PlayUp. Thanks for joining us. We had so much fun making paper chain people with you last week for Harmony Week.
We sure did. And you have shared some of your amazing pictures of your creations with us, and we wanted to share some with you. We have this very special one. Thank you for sharing it on Facebook.
We've got this one as well. I love how you stuck all your people together to make one long paper people chain.
Wow, and look, I've got this one from Cameron. Well done, Cameron, and good job on doing all the decorations by yourself. Good work. So remember, if you are crafting along with us, you can share your pictures on Instagram and Facebook. And we've shared some of them in our stories on Instagram, and some are still on Facebook as well. So please keep sharing them with us. You might just see them next week.
If you did miss out on our Harmony Week video, that's okay. You can head over to Facebook and re-watch it. And it is going to be on our website very, very soon.
Absolutely. Now there's something else we really want to share with everybody, and that is our entire museum. So we want to take you on an adventure. So we want to know where you want to go. Maybe you miss PlayUp, or maybe there's a part of the museum you miss or you've never seen before.
Ooh, we could go on an adventure to the Red Room.
Oh, the Red Room?
Yes.
What about a staff-only area?
Like our PlayUp storeroom.
There's lots of cool things in there.
Or what about we could meet my friend King George?
We have a king?
We do have a king, Naomi.
I think that sounds pretty fun. So if you want to come on an adventure with us, please let us know in the Instagram or Facebook comments, or you can DM us, and we will do our very best to take you there.
Because at the moment, Moad is closed, which is sad, but that is why we are bringing PlayUp to you on air and online. And you can head to our website for all of our resources. That's moadoph.gov.au/families.
And that does mean that PlayUp, our really fun interactive exhibition where you get to learn about children's rights, is closed. But that's why we're here today with On Air PlayUp. So welcome again.
Now this week we are going to be celebrating Earth Hour.
Yep.
And again, all of our resources are on our website if you miss anything. Before we begin though, we need to acknowledge.
We do. We're going to acknowledge the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples of Australia. So everybody get your hands ready with us, and we're going to touch the ground that covers the land.
We're going to reach for the sky that covers the land.
And we're going to touch our hearts that care for the land.
Oh, lovely. Now, while we've got our hands busy, let's give them a wash before craft. I've got some magic soap here. You can share mine.
Thank you very much.
Now, it's called magic soap because it disappears without any water, Naomi.
But if you don't have magic soap at home, you can use soap and water. And remember, you need to rub and scrub your hands for 20 seconds.
That's right, get in all of those groovy bits, all your fingers. We're going to say hi to Lincoln and Lila and Queebian. Thanks for watching us on Facebook.
Thanks so much for tuning in. All right, I think we're ready to craft. So Jess, we are celebrating Earth Hour this week. And on Saturday night, I turned off all the lights in my house, and that was for Earth Hour. Lots of people around the world joined in as well. And we were doing that to show our support for the environment and to save on electricity.
Naomi, I was one of those millions of people around the world. I turned my lights off as well because I wanted to show everyone that I care for the earth. Plus, I wanted to save some electricity because electricity can hurt the earth.
Yeah, I bet the earth gets pretty tired with all those lights on all the time, and we should probably give it a good rest.
Just like mum and dad needs a good rest.
I bet. So this week we are making our very own houses for Earth Hour. So we are going to be able to continue to turn our lights on and off safely. So we've got the lights on and off.
Whoa, this looks like a tricky craft, Naomi.
It looks tricky, but you know what? It's just clever. We're going to show you exactly how to do it, and there are instructions on our website.
Yep. So what do we need for our craft? We need some paper.
We do need paper.
So you might have just white paper at home or lots of colourful paper.
And you can use a cardboard tube, like a toilet roll.
But if you don't have a cardboard tube, don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to make a house without a cardboard tube.
Yeah. We're going to need something to stick with, some glue, and some sticky tape will be extra helpful for this one.
Absolutely. We need some scissors as well. We are going to be doing some cutting today. Good idea to ask an adult to help you with the scissors because they can be sharp, or maybe an older brother or sister.
And we're definitely going to need some crayons to do some colouring and decorating with.
Or pencils or texters, whatever you have at home. Oh my goodness, we have a family from the USA watching us.
Hello
Facebook.
to the Whitson family.
Hello.
Oh, that's very exciting.
That is exciting.
Now, you can also decorate your house. If you have some other supplies, you could get really creative. We've used some tissue paper to create a tree and some grass. I'm sure you can come up with some other ideas too.
Absolutely. Now, there's 2 steps to making our houses today. We have an inside of the house and an outside of the house.
Let's pull our houses apart, Jess, and show everybody the inside.
Oh, it's like magic.
So we have an inside. This is a tube or a cylinder on the inside. This is our lights. So we have a yellow side for when the lights are on and a black side for when it's dark.
And we also have the outside of our house. But we need to make the inside first.
We do. So I'm going to create some space for some crafting. And I'm going to use a tube today. Jess is going to use paper and show us what to do if we don't have a tube.
Naomi, that looks a bit like a toilet roll. I've got a joke.
I'm ready.
Why did the toilet roll down the hill?
Why?
Because it wanted to get to the bottom.
Oh, that's pretty silly. Oh, Eve says hello from Brisbane on Instagram. Hello. All right, let's get colouring in, and we're going to do half yellow and half black. So just like this on the toilet roll, I'm going to get colouring in. How are you going to do yours, Jess?
Well, I'm going to do mine with paper and make a cylinder out of paper. So don't stress if you don't have a cardboard tube at home. We're going to colour in half yellow and half black as well. So half yellow and half black, just like that.
All right, let's get colouring in. Jess,
Yes.
what did you do with all your lights off on Saturday night for Earth Hour?
Very good question. It was very dark, so we lit some candles so that we could still see, and then my husband and I played a board game.
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. Was it a little bit dangerous with candles?
It was, but don't worry, I had an adult supervising me.
Good. Make sure if you're using candles, you do have an adult around to keep you safe. And I want to tell you all about my Saturday night.
What did you do for Earth Hour, Naomi?
I turned off my lights and I put my music on and I had a dance party in the dark.
A dark disco.
Yeah, just like a disco.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Did you dance with anyone?
No,
Oh,
my husband doesn't like dancing. I'm a solo dancer.
that's very sad. How are you going with your colours over there?
Well, I'm trying to make my black side for the night, or when the lights are off, a bit darker. Yep.
I wonder if anyone at home participated in Earth Hour. Maybe you could let us know what you did for Earth Hour on Saturday night.
We would love to know. And you know what? If you didn't celebrate Earth Hour, that's totally fine. You could turn your lights off at any time, maybe tonight or next Saturday, and have your own Earth Hour.
Absolutely. So you could still write in ideas, or maybe you could get some ideas from other people who are writing in.
Absolutely.
Now, I have got my black and yellow side of the paper there ready to go, but it's still not a tube. So I need to do that with some glue and some sticky tape. I am going to glue down one side, the smaller side of my rectangle. So get my glue, or glue. And then I'm going to roll it up to make a tube and stick the top onto the gluey part. Stick. Press it down. Just like that, I've made a tube with a yellow and a black side for lights on and lights off.
Now,
it's not very stable because the glue's still got to dry. So I'm going to put some sticky tape on there as well.
I think that's a good idea. And then you can keep crafting. All right, I think my lights are nearly done as well. So I've got one side yellow and one side black.
Beautiful.
Mine's already in a tube. So I'm going to put that to the side. Next, we need to make our house. So our house is made out of paper. And before we turn it into a tube, it's much easier to decorate if it's flat. So let's use a flat piece of paper. And I'm going to have a yellow house.
Lovely. I think I might use orange. Our producer Anna's asking, what other activities can you do in the dark? Ooh.
What about stargazing? The stars are often twinkling so much brighter when there's not many lights on.
You could do that in your pajamas at night time. That would be fun.
You could go for a walk in your pajamas.
Yeah.
Oh, I think there are some good ideas on how to stargaze and even some other fun games to do in the dark in our online resources on our website.
Absolutely. So check them out for some more ideas.
Now, I have something else that I have an idea for doing in the dark, but first, I want to show you how to get started decorating. Jess, do you need to make your paper any smaller?
No, well, see, my paper, because I made a paper tube, it's the same size. So I don't need to cut this down. It's all ready to start decorating. What about you though, Naomi?
Well, mine looks quite a bit smaller, doesn't it? My piece of paper is much bigger than my tube. So I'm going to have to cut mine down and I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to use my tube to measure with and I'm going to get a crayon and I'm going to mark along and see how tall my piece of paper needs to be. So I've got one line and another line and another line. Now I'm going to join my dots together and create one big long line for me to cut across. But it doesn't need to be perfect.
No.
Because it's going to wrap around and you won't see it anyway. So I'm going to be very careful with my scissors and snip, snip, snip all the way across. But I have a funny feeling it's going to be a little bit long still. So let's see if it's going to fit around my tube. Well, it certainly fits, but I think I've got a bit much paper.
Bit too much.
Bit too much. So I'm going to measure the other way. So I'm going to roll it over. And I just want to make sure that I have a little bit of extra paper to overlap and stick it together. And just like Jess's, I'm going to stick the paper together and not stick the paper to the tube underneath, because then we can turn the lights on and off.
Beautiful.
So I've rolled it over. I'm going to draw a little line. Doesn't need to be perfect. And I'm going to cut along. And now I'm ready to start decorating with my smaller piece of paper.
Beautiful. Oh, our museum director has written in. She went outside and looked at the beautiful stars. It's a lot easier to see the stars when there are no lights on.
Oh, wonderful. What a great idea.
Thanks for writing in.
Have you seen a shooting star before, Jess?
I have. The most clearest? No, that's not a word.
Well, most clear?
Most clear, thank you, Naomi, was on the beach at night time because there are absolutely no lights about and I saw lots and lots of shooting stars.
Oh, beautiful.
Have you?
Oh, definitely. Oh, you know what? One of the places I saw the most beautiful stars was out on safari in Africa. And you could see so many stars because we were in the middle of a big national park.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Our houses, though, need some windows.
They do, because otherwise we won't be able to see where our lights are.
Okay, so to make my windows, I'm going to make just one nice big window so it's really easy. I'm going to fold my piece of paper in half, give it a little squish, but I'm not going to do lots of squishes today. And then with my scissors, I'm going to make a snip here and a snip here. So I've got 2 snips in my paper like that. Okay, fold it back out. You can still see my snips. I'm going to feed my scissors very carefully through the holes that I've already made and cut up between them like this. Cut, cut, cut. And then, oh, it's very tricky, but we'll get there in the end. Oh, look, a window.
Oh, that's very clever. Okay, I'm going to need a window as well. I'm going to do mine a little bit differently because my piece of paper is a bit smaller. And you can make windows any way you like, whatever's easiest for you. So I'm going to fold my piece of paper in half and I'm going to draw a window to cut out. So I'm going to have a rectangle window today and I'm just drawing a little square and you wait and see, it's going to become a rectangle. So I've drawn a shape and I'm going to use my scissors and I'm just going to cut it out. There we go. Now I'm going to unfold it and you're going to see this turn into a rectangle. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Look!
That's
all right.
so cool.
That's a window. What are some other things we might have on our houses, Jess?
I think a door is always helpful to have
A
on
door
house.
is always helpful. So now we can start decorating and have a think about what's outside your house. I have a lemon tree out the front.
A letterbox.
A letterbox.
Yep.
I hear you have some pot plants.
I do. I've made some pots for my plants. I'm going to stick them on very soon. And I've made a door as well. Are you going to have, how are you going to do your door?
I'm going to have a door. So I'm going to make a door that opens and closes, just like this one.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to draw a shape. So I'm going to have a rectangle door.
Oh, that's very good. I wouldn't want a round door.
That might be difficult. So I'm going to draw my rectangle. Now I'm going to show you, I'm only going to cut some of my sides. So I'm going to cut along these lines here and create a door, but where I've just put a few dots is where I'm going to fold it only. So let me show you. I'm going to cut across the line, one big snip and one more big straight snip. And now I'm going to fold along this line. Look at this. Fold. And now close, open.
Beautiful. I love your door. I've made a door as well. I'm almost finished with my door. I've stuck my door on.
Oh, that's very clever.
I have just made a rectangle and I've stuck my door on, but I can still open it. Look who's inside.
Who's inside?
Pussycat.
Oh, meow. What sound does a pussycat make?
It makes a meow sound. Well done, Naomi.
All right, I'm going to colour my door in now and I'm going to have a red one because I have a red door at home. Yep.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So-
I have to think what I'm going to put on the outside though.
We've talked about turning our lights on and off for Earth Hour. And there's two really good reasons why we do that. And that is to show everyone that we care for the Earth and to help save our electricity, because too much electricity actually does hurt the Earth, Naomi.
Yeah, and some forms of electricity are better than others, aren't they?
They are.
So there's gas and coal, and that's not very good for planet Earth.
No.
But I think you know of some other ones that are much better.
Wind, you might have seen some big windmills or wind turbines. And there's something that shines during the day.
Sometimes you can see stars during the day.
I don't know how you get electricity from stars. I was thinking of the sun. Yeah.
It makes solar power.
That's right. Do you know you can have solar panels on your roof and they
Wow.
collect the energy from the sun. So you use the sun's energy to power your house, to turn your lights on and off.
That is very, very cool.
It's pretty awesome. Do you know my parents actually have solar panels on their roof?
Yeah?
And they only run the dishwasher during the day so that they're using the sun's electricity.
Wow, that's really clever. You know what? I had a friend who had solar panels as well.
Yeah.
And they can only play computer games or use their washing machine at a time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What would you choose? Playing a video game or washing machine?
I'd choose a washing machine because I dance a lot and get very sweaty.
Yeah.
And I think if I chose the computer games, I'd smell a bit. Yeah. What about you?
I would definitely choose a washing machine because I like things lots of clean. My clothes clean, my towels clean, my sheets clean. Everything needs to be clean.
I'm not very surprised.
Things get smelly.
They do get smelly.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of another joke, Naomi. What did the left eye say to the right eye?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know about you, but something between us smells.
Good one.
How
No,
you going there?
I'm going really well. So I'm adding just some extra details. I think I'm going to add maybe a tree.
Ooh, a tree.
Yeah, I think so. I want to tell you about something else that I've done when it's been really dark, and it actually made it even more fun. So something we do every day is eat dinner, right?
Oh, I love eating dinner.
I love food. Once I went to a restaurant and it was pitch black.
What?
Yeah, we were eating completely in the dark, no candles whatsoever.
Why would you do that?
Well, it was great.
Okay.
It was great. So instead of seeing our food, we had to use our other senses. So we used our nose
Our nose?
to smell the food.
Yep.
Can you smell anything?
Well, I smell that you've washed your clothes. Nice and clean.
It's very true. I did wash my clothes yesterday. Can you smell anything at home? And we used our ears to listen to the waiters and waitresses. Yep.
I can hear you talking right now.
That's good.
Yep.
We used our tongues to taste the food. It was pretty delicious. And we used our hands and touch and feeling to find the knives and the forks and the plates and the bowls to eat our food.
Was that hard in the dark?
It was a little bit hard. I always found my mouth,
Oh, that's good.
but sometimes it was hard to find the plate.
Oh, I bet in the dark it would
Yeah.
be super, super hard.
But you know what? When you can't see your food, you can sometimes taste it and smell it even better.
That's cool.
Yeah, so maybe that's something you could try at home.
No, I have 3 children. I do not want to clean up after them from eting in the dark, Naomi. But you could try it at home.
I could try it at home.
Yeah, absolutely. How's your decorating going? I feel like you're a bit behind there today.
I am a little bit. I'm getting carried away. And you know what? I would love to see some more comments and ideas from our visitors, but our producer Anna doesn't realize that we can't see them anymore. So maybe she can fix that while we keep brainstorming some ideas.
Excellent. Oh, Brooke in Perth says she has a little solar panel she uses to charge her phone. That's pretty cool, Brooke.
What a clever idea. That's really cool. Oh, hey, I better hurry up.
I'm like totally there today.
I'm often the
I've
slow
got
one.
a door. I've got some pot plants with some flowers. I've even added some butterflies to the side.
Butterflies. That's very nice.
I have one more joke for you while you're finishing your tree, Naomi.
Okay.
And this one comes from one of our viewers. And he wrote in, Hudson, what do you call a blind dinosaur?
What do you call a blind dinosaur?
Do you think he saw us?
That was pretty clever. I have one for you as well, and it's about lights because I thought that was pretty in theme. What did one traffic light say to the other?
I don't know.
Don't look at me, I'm changing.
Hoping to clean clothes.
I hope so. Now, let me just quickly draw a mailbox.
Okay.
I think we all need a mailbox. I love getting mail.
Oh, can we go visit the man in the cape in King's Hall? The Cape. Oh, my friend King George. I reckon we are going to visit King George.
That's where the king is.
Yeah, the man in the Cape. Yeah.
All right. I've got my house ready. I've got a
my house.
mailbox and a tree.
And I've got a door with a pussycat behind it.
Okay, now we need to put this together to create our house. So just like this one, we're going to have to stick it together and make a big round cylinder or tube that will go over our lights. Whoop, and we can turn them off and on.
And the easiest way to do this is to wrap your house around your first cylinder or tube. Give it a little bit of a cuddle, but don't make it too tight. And then while it's there, we're going to sticky tape it down. We do not want to sticky tape it to the first tube. We just want to sticky tape the 2 pieces of our house together.
All right, so not too tight.
No.
And you can use glue as well, but you will have to wait for the glue to dry or it might come undone. All right, I've got one side. I need a little bit more sticky tape. Yours looks pretty good.
Thanks, I've got my lights on at the moment.
Awesome. I've got a mix. I've got my lights on.
And shall we turn them off?
Let's turn them off.
We just turn the piece of paper on the side.
Jess, are you singing?
No, I'm not singing at all.
You know, I know a really good song about stars.
I bet you do. It's not going to work, Naomi. I'm not
I will
singing.
keep trying.
All right, we need some roofs for our houses. How are you going to make your roof?
Well, I quite like this roof over here. It's a flat roof and I've got a triangle shape, 3 sides, and a little rectangle here to make a chimney. So I think I'm going to do that again. I quite like it, and I think I'll have a pink roof. Wouldn't that be fun?
I'm going to make a blue roof. To make my roof, I'm going to make a cylinder like this little one here. Okay?
That looks pretty tricky.
It's not too complicated. What we're going to do is get another piece of paper and we're going to trace a circle. And to do that, what we just do is put our house on top and draw around the outside to make a circle.
All right. I am cutting out my triangles while Jess makes her very fancy roof.
And it is really not a perfect circle at all, and that's totally okay because we're going to cut around the outside of our circle. Make sure you cut to the outside of the circle, otherwise it'll be too small for our house.
And how do you cut a circle, Jess?
Well, your tip last week was brilliant. I turned the paper while I cut. Now, I've drawn a line from the middle of my circle to the outside, and I'm just going to snip along it, like so. And then I overlap them, and it creates kind of a cone shape, a bit like a flat party hat. And I'm going to use sticky tape because it's almost time for us to go, and I don't think I have time for the glue to set. So, sticky tape like that. It's like a flat party hat. What do you reckon?
Wow. Maybe you could make a party hat just like that at home. You can keep crafting all the time.
You can. I'm just going to sticky tape my party hat roof onto my house. How are you going with your roof, Naomi?
I'm going good. So I've cut out my triangle shape and I'm going to stick that right there. And I'm going to add my little rectangle, very little rectangle, and that's going to be my chimney.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, it is time to go play uppers. It's okay if you haven't finished crafting because you can still keep crafting at home. Just make sure you help pack up when you are finished.
And if you are finished, you could make even more. Maybe you could make a whole street that can turn off its lights and save energy and electricity for the planet Earth. Or you could make a big apartment building.
Ooh,
or
that'd be cool.
You could make a backyard to play in.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now remember to send us your pictures on Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to see the houses that you've made at home. And we also want to go on an adventure through the museum, don't we, Naomi?
We do. So please, again, send us your ideas on Instagram and Facebook.
Of where you want to go.
Next week, we're going to be back at 10:30 on Wednesday, and we're celebrating the International Day of Sport for Peace and Development.
What a mouthful, but we are going to be celebrating it and it is going to be fun. All of our resources are on our website, so don't forget to check that out, moad.oph.gov.au/family. That's my mouthful.
That is your mouthful. I'm glad I don't have to say that.
It's been lovely crafting with you, play uppers. Keep smiling and don't forget to share it to make someone's day.
See you next time.
Bye. Ooh, how are you going there?
Good. I'm going to put the back of my roof on now.